The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Coming up on Glory Days today, we'll talk about the World Cup. Phil Alonge will join us. Talk about that.
We'll talk about the biting incident. We'll talk about the Ghana players not playing unless they got paid.
LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony opt out of their contracts.
And Mr. B.
Okay.
One more time, please.
I forgot about the Phil Jackson?
Yeah, no, I forgot. Good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday, June 28th, 2014, and you are watching the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Discofani. This is my good buddy, Bruce Oler. Matt Martin is behind the glass today, and you are joining us on InRavio.com, where we broadcast to the world in glorious high definition from the InRavio studios in the Village Music Shoppy here in beautiful Mastic, Long Island, in the great state of New York. Boy, that takes a long time.
Yeah, it does. Tell you what, I'm looking at our background here. It's a beautiful beach day today, man.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yep.
And
it's been a while since we had to say the streak continues, but a little promo at the beginning there, we had the wrong one that got queued up there. So
thank you, Matt. You always make us look good. That's right. You don't know how many times we have to do that in the morning. Anyway. We do have a call-in number today. It is 1-855-446-7284, and you can call into this here TV program if you'd like to join us, or you can just hang out and watch. Or, of course, if you're watching it on the replay, don't call in because
nobody will be answering.
You might be calling in on Dear Dad for all you know. All righty. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I made a little trip to New Jersey this past week, catch up with my karaoke friends, and actually with people I worked with, too. I did that earlier in the day, and then, I went to karaoke later on. And they made me really feel like, that they wanted me back,
Yeah.
The KJ sang Welcome Back.
Did he really?
From Welcome Back, Kotter. Yep.
John Sebastian.
And then there's this guy, NJ Bob Benavides, okay, who he does his own karaoke discs. He finds the music that's out there. He has a program that he puts the lyrics in, then he kind of cues everything up together. And he did the Ballad of Billy the Kid, the Billy Joel song.
Oh, really?
And he changed the last verse. And this is what it was. From a town known as Massapequa, Long Island, wrote a boy with a six-string in his hand. And we call him Mr. B. Always a treat to hear him sing every week at Franklin Steakhouse. So thank you, Bob Benavides.
Well, there you go. You got a shout out.
Yeah, I did.
During karaoke.
Yep.
That's a big thing.
That was very cool.
Most people don't, go away from the lyrics at all in karaoke.
No, that's right. That's right.
So that's
he was
good.
telling me he does the live karaoke with the band. And he said,
Rockstar karaoke.
Yeah, but the thing is like it doesn't it's not queued up the lyrics. It doesn't follow the same format that it does with regular karaoke. Okay. So somebody has to go and cue the thing.
Oh, and move the
And
words.
then he said the worst part though is when it gets to the chorus, it just says after the first chorus it says chorus is what it says. So unless you know the words, you're dead.
Yeah, so that's really more for rock stars.
Well, and he said he talked to the guy in the band, and the guy says, "Well, that's our fun with it, when you forget the lyrics for the chorus,
Everybody's got to get their fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun,
Yeah.
did you watch the USA World Cup game on Thursday?
I did. I had nothing else to do. I'm not working, so,
That is true.
you know.
But we went out during lunchtime to watch the game.
They were saying it was about, a number like $300 million is thrown around about the lost productivity with all the people that are going to be taking a long lunch and maybe not coming back at all and things like
Hey, Matt,
that.
can you find out for us how many people watched that game Thursday? What the ratings were for that USA game? You know, this is what I don't. I don't know if this is the reason why, but everybody watched that game. It was really, everybody was really getting into it.
Yeah, this was
that exciting.
the other two games the USA played. I only watched the second half.
Yeah.
I said I can't sit there for 90 minutes or 100 minutes by the total time the thing is over. But I watched the whole game. I thought it was a pretty good game.
But you know what it is? Maybe because we still don't understand the nuances. Of, you know, people will watch a 1-0 baseball game. 10.77 million, Matt said. That's actually less than the first game.
Second
Really?
highest.
That's all? I
Really?
thought the first game was like 25 million. All right, whatever.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people, though. I wonder how do you count, like, people hanging out under the Brooklyn Bridge where there's maybe
Yeah, that is
1,000
true.
people there? Does that count
That
as
is
one? You know?
You know, but like people that don't really follow baseball don't appreciate a 1-0 baseball game. You know, same thing with hockey. You don't appreciate like a 1-0 game or anything like that. But in soccer, I think it's because we don't know the nuances. We don't understand, like in soccer, I don't know why they don't shoot more.
Yeah.
You know, you see, the guy gets the ball, he's right in the middle, and like in a hockey game, you're going, shoot,
Yeah,
shoot,
yeah, that's
and he
true.
doesn't. He
That's
passes
true.
it. But if you talk to somebody who knows soccer, they said that's the worst thing in the world you could do.
Is shoot?
Is shoot when you don't have a
clear path.
A clear path. They said
Yeah.
because you immediately lose possession of the ball. The goaltender takes it, and you're going the other way. He says the object is to pass.
I
pass,
also
pass,
wonder,
pass,
you
pass.
know, I mean, you see those lines that are out there. The goal that was scored, they said it was 20 yards out. You know,
Right.
it didn't look like it was 20 yards to me. I mean, it looked like the guy was right on top of the goalie, you know?
I have a couple of things.
Okay,
that I want
quotes?
to ask you. No, these are.
Oh.
I've been following the World Cup, so what I've been doing is reading the captions, the recaps and stuff, but they're done by Europeans.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the Europeans,
and
first
it's-
of all, you know, they always have the date with the, I guess
Right,
it's the
the year
year, then
first,
the,
right.
then the day, then the month, or something like
But
that,
they
you know?
have very strange ways of saying things that we would say in a completely different way.
Okay.
But it means the exact same thing.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to read a couple of things to you.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me if you know what they are talking about.
Okay, ooh, I'm about to spot all of a sudden.
Okay. England found wood twice in extras.
Found wood.
Found wood twice in extras.
They scored a goal.
No. They hit the post twice
Wood.
in extra
How
time.
wood? I mean, that's not.
Because
it's
the
not-
post is wood.
Is it?
Well, it used to be wood. Now it's
all right.
probably not wood,
Yeah.
but that's what they call it.
Okay, I'm 0 for 1. Okay.
Slotted home a second almost immediately following the restart. They
No comment.
scored their second goal right after halftime.
I see. Or at the restart. Restart is halftime. Okay.
Okay. Now, the other thing that I noticed is that they don't usually say the time. They will say something like this. The second half started at a slower pace with
Second half, they didn't say the restart?
No, this time he said the second
All right.
half. And they saw an effort deflected over on the hour.
An effort, I mean, an effort's got to be a shot.
Right, a
Deflected
shot
means it's got to be, you know,
over
hit
the
by
net
somebody. Yeah.
on the hour is at the 60-minute mark.
I see. All right. All right.
Okay.
I would have, I think I might have figured that one out.
The USA is level.
Tied.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And then the big thing that I thought was funny was the commentator was talking about the USA in the Germany game not having enough jizz.
Well, jizz.
Yes,
Well, I
not
know what
having enough
jizz is,
jizz.
man. You know. Is that a spunky load or what? You
Matt's
know?
got a smile. Okay. So they asked him about that. And of course,
Jizz has got to be juice.
right.
Okay,
he
it's got to
talked
be
about
energy.
juice. Well, I
like
was
they're
kinda-
running out of juice.
Well, I was kind of wondering, if they're talking about jizz, I mean, you have less jizz the older you get, I would assume.
True.
Right? I mean,
Unless you're eating peanut butter or something, man. I don't know.
I mean, most people, you have less from at 20. I mean, you have more at 25 than you have at 55. In 55.
Presumably.
At 55, Matt says you have more swimmers. At
Okay,
25.
all right.
But, you know, at 55, you know, you need 24-hour turnaround time.
Yeah, at least you get that Cape Canaveral flu going there. You know?
All right. Well, do I have anything else on jizz? I don't think so. No, that's it.
Well, I guess we're going to talk.
That's the jizz portion of our show.
We're going to talk to Phil, I guess, about.
Yeah, but I got two more World Cup things I want to talk about real fast.
Okay, we're going to talk about.
I want to talk about Ghana first.
Okay.
Okay, Ghana.
Yes.
The Ghana players refused to play their last game
because they weren't getting paid.
Well, they were afraid they weren't going to get paid. Apparently, FIFA pays the appearance fee.
Yeah.
Every team gets money.
Okay.
Okay. They pay the appearance fee to the governments.
I see.
Then the government has to distribute it to the players.
I see. Well, why do they do that? So the government can take out their piece?
I guess so.
Their taxes, you know?
So the Ghana players, who don't trust, obviously, the Ghana government.
Okay. Are they corrupt?
I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get any emails from our Ghana listeners.
Okay.
Anyway, they demanded that it's $3 million, by the way, $3 million be paid before they would take the field.
That's the team.
I'm sorry, before they would take the pitch against Portugal.
The pitch. Okay.
So the Ghana president put $3 million in cash on a private airline, a private plane, and sent it to the players.
Okay.
And before the game, they got their $120,000 each.
Was it paper money?
Yeah, paper money.
Paper money.
It sounds like a Nicolas Cage
Should
movie.
ask for gold, man.
It sounds like a Nicolas Cage movie.
It does. It does. What was that, D.B. Cooper or something?
And then they got their money, and they went out and lost to Portugal and were eliminated from the
Okay.
World Cup.
But they got paid.
They
Because
got
it's
paid.
customary, I think I read, that basically you get paid at the end of the tournament. or
Right,
something,
that's the way they do it. So, but right now there are 12 Ghana players running around Brazil with a lot of cash.
Okay.
Hitting a lot of the
Cat
strip
houses
joints.
out there. Okay. You know.
All righty, let's go to our other World Cup story. Which
Yes,
is,
the other big news.
Luis Suarez.
Yeah, the Uruguay star player and bad boy,
Right.
who decided he wanted a little Italian food, I guess. Is what it was, you know.
Well, Italian food is much
It's the
better
best.
than-
It's the best,
you
man.
know, I don't even know what Uruguay food would be considered.
I don't know. There's probably not many Uruguay restaurants in New York
Geographically,
City.
where is Uruguay? Do you know? Matt, do you know where Uruguay is?
I think it's down in South America.
Oh, it's a South American country?
I believe so.
You know what? I don't play enough Risk
Yeah.
to know like where the country is.
I always knew what Kamachka was, you know.
But anyway,
That's that part of Russia, you know.
so we've got a couple of quotes from FIFA.
Okay.
It's in Africa. Okay,
It's
not even close.
South America. Okay.
South America.
Wrong
All right, wait a
continent.
minute.
It is South America. Did he
Our
say
lovely
it's
and
South?
talented producer Matt has confirmed it's South America.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
I was about
So,
to
Mr. B
recalibrate myself.
Gets one.
Okay. Yeah, after I didn't know what some of those quotes were, you know.
Jizz?
Yeah, no, I knew what jizz was.
All righty. So we have the quotes.
Okay.
So FIFA hands down their penalty.
Yep.
He bit Italian player Giorgio Cellini, which does sound like an Italian dish. It sounds
does.
like a pasta, right? Cellini. I'll have the Cellini
I don't know. It
al
sounds
dente
like some
with
kind of macaroni to me, man. I
It
don't know,
does-
you
it
know.
sounds like a pasta. I don't know if it's a creamy pasta or it comes in a red sauce.
Yeah, it's got a lot of jizz. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was suspended officially for the next 9 matches.
Uh-huh.
And for the next 4 months, he's not allowed to have any football-related activity. And this is the actual penalty.
Okay.
Okay? The player Luis Suarez is to be suspended for 9 official matches. The first match of the suspension is to be served in the upcoming round of 16.
That's Uruguay
FIFA
and Colombia. They're supposed to be
Right.
playing today, I think.
The remaining match suspensions shall be served in Uruguay's next FIFA World Cup matches, as long as the team qualifies. Do we have the slide? Okay.
Okay.
You want me to stall while you get it? All right, okay. The player is, this is the one I like. The player is banned from taking part in any football-related activity for a period of 4 months. A stadium ban is pronounced against Luis Suarez, who was prohibited from entering the confines of any stadium during the period of this ban.
Okay. Here we go. Here's the quote.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope he doesn't I hope he doesn't have any
I
tickets
thought
to
that
see
was
the East
bitter.
Street.
It's biter, Suarez.
yeah.
Okay. He's bitter about this too, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
These
but-
guys were protesting the last I heard.
But he can't go into any stadium, so I hope he doesn't have tickets to see the East Street Band.
I tell you what, I hope they have facial recognition too. You know,
How are they gonna, can he wear like dark glasses and a mustache?
like Bobby Valentine did. You know, when he got
Okay.
suspended.
All right, so now this is the quote from Claudio Sulcer,
Okay.
who is the chairman of the FIFA Disciplinary Committee. Such behavior cannot be tolerated on any football pitch, and in particular, not at a FIFA World Cup when the eyes of millions of people are on the stars of the field. The disciplinary committee took into account all the factors of the case and the degree of Mr. Suarez's guilt. The decision comes into force as soon as it's communicated. You know, they're speaking. So, you know, he was also fined 100,000 Swiss francs.
We should also add that this is not the first biting incident
No,
this guy
it's
has
like
had.
the second or third or
It's the
something.
third. It's the third. And I don't know, they were saying something about the fact that the Italians said something to him last time. He wanted to get back at him. I guess that's what you do. I guess in Uruguay, you know, you want to get back at somebody, you bite them, is what you do.
Well, this is what he said. He said, these situations happen on the pitch. We were just both inside the area. He struck me in the chest with his shoulder, and he hit me in the eye as well. Did you see that? Did you actually see the play?
I did.
He didn't get hit anywhere.
No.
He reached over
No.
and he gnawed on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It was the most ridiculous. Ever since, it's probably the best biting incident since Tyson bit off
Well, you know,
Holyfield's
it's
ear.
funny you mentioned that because TMZ, they had a video where they grabbed Bruce Springsteen. I don't know where he was. It looked like maybe he was in Manhattan, and they were asking him about it, and he said, well, what's the rule? He said, you know, they said, well, there is no rule. He said, well,
Maybe
there should
there
be a
is no
rule. There
rule.
should be, you know, there should be a rule. There should be no biting allowed in sports. And then, you know, they said, well, what do you think about Mike Tyson? He goes, that should have been the last bite ever allowed. That's what he said, you know.
Well, would you like to know what Cellini had to say? You know, Cellini maybe sounds more like a wine than a pasta.
Yeah, you think it's a red wine or a white wine?
I would say it's red.
Okay.
Since he's bleeding from the shoulder. Anyway, he said, I don't have any feelings of joy, revenge, or anger towards Suarez for an incident which happened on the field and finished there. I sincerely hope that he will be permitted at least to be close to his teammates during their games, because forbidding him from doing that would be alienating him.
He should be alienated. This guy he's a bad boy, is really what he is. You can't reward this kind of behavior.
No, and he also, he didn't think that he thought the disciplinary was too much.
Yeah.
He says, I always considered the disciplinary measures by the governing organization to be unequivocal.
Yes.
But at the same time, I think what they have proposed is excessive. I'm angry and disappointed about losing the game. But at the moment, my only thoughts are with Lewis and his family, because they're faced with a very difficult period.
He also got fined, I think, 100,000.
Yeah, 100,000 Swiss francs.
What does that equal to in U.S. dollars?
7.
Is it?
No, I have no idea.
And how much? So what are getting paid in 3 million?
You know what's
Swiss
funny?
francs, though?
In the article that I read,
Yeah.
they said 100,000 Swiss francs, which equals X number of euros.
Euros. Okay. All right.
It didn't help me.
But you know, back to the Ghana team, they were getting 3 million what?
No, they were getting $3 million. That
3 million
was the
U.S. dollars.
like U.S. dollars, yeah.
How many Swiss francs is that?
7.
How many euros is that?
All right. Shall we talk about something more local?
Yes.
Let's talk about Phil.
the
We only got
NBA.
5. We got to do this in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because we didn't want to waste our time with Phil talking about Ghana.
Okay.
All right. Well, then maybe when we get to Phil, we'll talk about the Knicks. No. Okay, so the best part about this week, and we'll zip through it as much as we can, but Phil Jackson, first of all, Carmelo Anthony and
LeBron James, they both became, I guess,
both became free agents.
They opted out of the last year of the contract.
Right. And by the way, the thing about opting out is that, not about opting out, obviously they become free agents.
Right, but they can still sign with they can still sign with their team.
They have what's called the max contract in the NBA. You can sign with your team. Right now, the max contract is $129 million for 5 years.
Okay.
If you want to sign with another team, the max contract you could get is $96 million for 4 years.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to, it sort of kind of gives them a little bit more of a thing about
A little advantage to
little
retain their
advantage.
player.
So both of those guys opted out. Now, of course, with LeBron opting out, everybody thinks they're getting LeBron, but you know, not a lot of teams could fit a guy like LeBron under their. The Knicks certainly can't. You know, they're hoping. They're saying that they hope.
And I guess sometimes they do sign and trade. I guess like that and that's what happened with Tyson Chandler when the Knicks got him in 2011
from
Dallas.
Yeah. They traded him back to Dallas.
I know. So, I mean, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony both became free agents. And the Knicks made a trade with the Dallas Mavericks. They sent guard Raymond Felton and center
the convicted felon
Tyson Chandler for Jose Calderon.
Right.
Not who's the Calderon on our
Glenn Calderon.
Glenn Calderon, not Glenn Calderon. Wayne Ellington, another guard, Shane Larkin.
You know who that is?
Center Samuel DeLambert.
Yeah.
And 2 second-round picks.
You know who Larkin is?
I don't.
Larkin is the son of Hall of Famer Barry Larkin, the
Really?
baseball player.
Okay. Chandler played for Dallas before playing for the Knicks. He won a title with them in 2010,
And
I
the
guess
Knicks
it was.
also got 2 draft choices.
Yes. So for 2 players, they got 4 and then, they got 6 really.
Do you want to know? Because they didn't have a #1 pick in the draft this year.
Yep.
That was part of the Carmelo Anthony trade to Denver, but then Denver traded it to Orlando.
I see.
So Orlando had that #1 pick.
And you mentioned Felton there because he's got a gun possession case.
Yeah.
That,
He pleaded-
I thought
pleaded
it was
guilty.
actually, but I have written down that the court date is June 30th.
No, they
but
said
he's
he
got a
pled
plea
guilty.
bargain in place. I mean, he's going to pay a $5,000 fine. He's got to give 500 hours of community service. Is that in New
500
York?
hours?
Is 500 hours?
Wow.
Now, is that in New York or is that going to be in Dallas?
I would say that has to be in New York.
I would
right?
think so.
Otherwise, maybe in Dallas it's 700 hours. They do everything bigger in Texas.
Yeah. What's the euros? Euros.
I just wanted to mention the 2 guys that the Knicks got. I want to ask you what you think about their names.
Okay.
Cleanthony Early.
Cleanthony. What kind of a name is that?
Cleanthony. Well, he's from Wichita State. They took him with the number 34 pick in the 2nd round. And then they took Thanasis Antiochumanopo.
Easy for you to say.
Guess what country he's from?
Dallas. I don't know.
No. Dallas is not a country.
I know. He's from Uruguay. I don't know.
By the way, you know the country Algeria?
Yes.
Right? Every time I hear Algeria, I think of the movie Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay.
When, what's his name?
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino and the guy from The Godfather, the guy that played Fredo in The Godfather. He says to him, where do you want to go? What country in the world do you want to go to? Because they get in the plane. He says, I want to go to Algeria. And he says, all the countries in the world, you want to go to Algeria? He says, I like Algeria. So,
Okay.
I don't know why that.
That's crazy.
Thing. All right.
That's crazy.
So, Phil Jackson also had a lot to say about Carmelo Anthony.
Well, he's had a lot to say with them all along. I mean, basically, he's pretty confident that Knicks have a pretty good chance of the Knicks, him staying with the Knicks. I think his kid likes living in New York, you know. But you know, Carmelo has always said that he would be willing to take less money, and I guess
And
now
that is what he said.
Now Phil Jackson's kind of calling him out on it.
Matt,
right?
I got 2 minutes to do this? Well, I'm going to take 2 minutes. Okay. Because I do what I want to do. All right, so what Carmelo Anthony said was, his agent said he loves being a Knick, he loves the city, he loves the stands, but at this stage of the career, he just wants to explore his option.
Okay.
And like you said, what he said about your family, he says you got to consider where you're going to live.
Yeah.
Do you want your kids to grow up in that city? Do you want to spend the rest of your career in the city? And blah, 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 blah. So he said all those things. So the Zen master.
Yeah, we just had that up a second ago. So maybe we
The
can
Zen
get that back.
master,
Yeah.
Phil Jackson, said that he wants to talk about Carmelo Anthony, that it's not about the money. He's the one that opened that up. It wasn't about the money. So I challenged him on that because I want our fans to see he's a team player, that he's going to do what's best for this team to get ahead better and faster.
That is the Zen Master.
That is
the Zen Master
That put
talking.
all the pressure right now. Do you think Carmelo Anthony is reading that and going, son of a...
Well, I mean, how could he not see that coming?
What's he going to do
You know,
now?
how could he not see that
Because
coming?
nobody but Phil Jackson would call him out on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then they asked him if he had even spoken to his manager about a max contract.
His manager, his agent.
His agent.
Okay.
He says, we haven't come to that yet, but the perception is that we want Carmelo to be as interested in winning.
I see.
Which is
Yeah,
a great
there you go.
quote. When saying he's competitive and wants to be on a competitive team, to also be able to demonstrate that if push comes to shove in a situation where he may have to take a little bit less and we're more competitive, to bring in another player to help us bring this concept along.
I understand he was informed about this trade, too. He wasn't consulted, really, and he wouldn't, you know, and why would you let him consult on something like that?
Right.
But they wanted to let him know that he was what they were doing, and could kind of demonstrate that they're looking to make some moves, you know?
Right. And he said, we have every confidence that Carmelo is good for what his word is, that he wants to be in New York,
Yep.
he likes playing in New York, he wants to compete, he wants to be part of a playoff team that is bound competitive toward a championship.
There you go.
Now this, I guess, is all as long as Jim Dolan doesn't get involved. But, you know, Jackson knows that by re-signing Anthony,
Yeah.
he helps the Knicks in the short term, and if he doesn't re-sign, it helps them in the long term.
Yes.
So it's a win-win for Phil Jackson.
Well, he's the Zen Master,
He is
Disco.
the
What do
Zen
you
Master.
expect?
And we won't show the last one, but Phil Jackson thinks that he doesn't like the idea of a max, signing a max contract, because he says if you have too many max contracts, you either have to sign a veteran for the minimum
Yeah.
or use younger players.
Yeah.
You can't sign that veteran
What kind of
comfortable
contract did
leadership.
Phil Jackson sign?
Phil Jackson probably signed a max contract.
Exactly.
We're
Exactly.
gonna
Because
take-
he's the Zen Master.
We're going to take a short break. When we get back, we'll have international soccer star Philippe Alonge on the phone, or actually Skype, to talk about the U.S. advancing from the group of death and
To
their
the
chances
knockout
against
round.
Belgium in the knockout round.
All right.
Mr. B, do a song for you in a few minutes. Watch the Glory Day Show. Be right back.
InRavio.com. Paul Brown and the Killing Devils. Alternative progressive rock like you've never heard before. Over 1 million views on YouTube. New York City Village Voice says Paul is a gifted singer, songwriter, and musician with one of the best progressive rock bands on the planet. LA Underground Music Exchange calls him the only modern American band to cover every genre well. Pick up the albums Black Widow Tears, Red Spider, and The Wizard's Dawn, now on iTunes. And get to Facebook.com/Killing Devils to keep up with the latest info.
Carson from the 5051 Racing Show, live every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Watch as I dive into everything from NASCAR and motor racing, only on InRavio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural,
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit hansoncarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Welcome back to the knockout round of the Glory Days show, as me and Mr. B will be punching each other later to see who survives.
You know, I don't know why they didn't call that the Sweet 16.
I guess
You know?
because soccer wants to be...
Because there's 16 teams left, right?
Soccer wants to be rough and...
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
All
They bite
righty.
people in soccer.
They bite. See, they're biting people. All righty. We got on via Skype from somewhere in Brazil is Philippe Alonge, international soccer star. Phil, how are you?
All right. I'm actually on my way to Salvador, which is
Salvador,
where the,
yeah, that's where the game will be on Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And did you bring a lot of money for hookers?
Well, no.
Did they take euros there or Belgian
No, they got the
francs?
Brazilian
I don't
money.
know.
The Brazilian.
You know.
Yeah, they all have Brazilians.
Yeah, they got a Brazilian wax going on there too, I'm sure. Okay.
How are you, Phil? So what'd you think so far? So the group stage is over. We're into the knockout round. Obviously, let's just talk first of all about the USA making it into the round of 16. You know, the detractors of soccer were saying, oh, it's a disgrace that they could lose a game and get into the knockout round. To me, that's
Why?
just ridiculous.
That's the rule.
Well, it happens all the time, though, in every sport.
Yeah. Like I was telling my friends about it because I'm not going to say who, but there's a analyst on one of the major programs over in the United States that he was saying like, oh, they backed in. Why should they be celebrating? And I was telling my friends, it happens every year in football and baseball where a team loses,
right,
and their rival the same day loses the game also, and then they back into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been times when teams have celebrated on the field.
There was even talk about some collusion where the United States and Germany could agree to play to a draw.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it a draw? Is that
Yeah,
the right
draw,
term?
that's the
Okay,
way. You're
You
right
got it.
on.
All right.
You're spot on.
Okay.
You know what?
Disco, just before we begin, there's because I was listening in while we were before I came on, and you kind of stole my thunder.
About what?
What?
About what?
No, well, it's soccer. I don't mind it because it's a show about soccer now.
Well,
That's
we
fine.
thought you would want to spend more time on the rounds of 16.
Yeah.
But
No. I'm saying no, but like because you were talking about the money wise.
Yeah.
Yes, the cash. Maybe you know more about it than we do because I don't know anything. I just read.
Well,
Uh-oh.
We lost Phil.
I think we lost Phil. All right. So
Okay.
we'll. What I wanted to talk about was the. First of all, the U.S. coach, Jürgen Klinsmann, was not only a player, but he was the coach of the German national team.
That's right.
Up until the last World Cup, and then
Yeah.
he's now the coach of the American team.
He's changed his tune a little bit too,
he
because
has.
going before this started, he basically went out and said, "We got no chance." And now he's saying, "Why not us?"
All right, I think we got Phil back.
All right.
yeah. All right.
Okay, Phil. Anyway, what we were talking about was the ties between obviously the Klinsmann and the Germany team, and I was telling my friend John Puccio before the match started that I said, they're probably, I don't care what they say, there must have been a phone call, right? And if they're, then maybe they got together and said, hey, I know we can get a tie. But I think that what happened, I said what's going to happen is it's going to be a 0-0 tie until the last minute. And then Germany is going to surge, score a goal, and then go, Heil Hitler.
They're going to use the Blitzkrieg, is what they're going to use. Okay, Got to watch that Red Baron there too,
But that, I really think the Germans played so much better, right, Phil? I mean, not that I know that much about soccer, but Germans dominated. The Germans dominated.
Well,
that game.
I think they had the ball about 60% of the time to the United States 40%. Roughly, I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Well, towards the end of the game, the United States was pressing,
Right.
and they had some good chances at the end.
But they didn't even have a shot on goal. They
No,
didn't.
but-
The goalie made no saves.
Yeah, yeah.
But Phil, we wanted to get back to that money thing with Ghana,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
can, for a second.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, the countries get paid $1.5 million just for showing up to the tournament.
Okay.
It's to have like travel expenses and the training facilities.
Right.
Then they get $8 million for being eliminated in the group stage.
Oh, okay.
And we'll talk about it later when the knockout stages progress. But you get more money the further you go.
Right.
And then you get $70 million, which is to be paid to the players' club teams, the leagues,
Right.
and players themselves. So that's where the bonuses that the Ghanaians wanted to have.
Right,
So,
because they were afraid that they weren't going to get it.
yeah.
I just thought it was kind of funny that the president of Ghana had to send them cash, or they weren't going to show up. And then they
Well,
showed up and lost.
Yeah. Well, 2 players were actually thrown off the team
Right.
the night before
Right.
over fighting with the coaches and fighting with each other. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do? They're gone anyway. All right. Let's first talk about. Even though I know it's one of the last games to be played, but let's talk about the U.S. and Belgium first.
All right.
Okay. The U.S. advanced from Group G, which was one of the groups of death, on the strength of their 2-1 win in
Over
that first
Ghana.
game in
Yeah.
Ghana, and their 2-2 draw in Portugal. I mean, the last game was kind of a moot point anyway. They are the only team in the knockout round, by the way, that advanced on goal differential.
Okay.
Everybody else advanced on points.
For this year.
For this year.
Yeah.
They gave up 4 goals. They managed just 27 shots in all 3 games. But it's the second consecutive year that they've made the round of 16, and that's the first time
It's the first time
a
ever.
U.S. team has ever done that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
They hope
and
to have
Belgium,
Josie Altidore
Altidore,
back,
right?
back too. I mean,
And,
they played 2 games without him.
right? And Belgium, they swept Group H.
Yeah.
But they really didn't play well.
No.
All their games were very close. They only scored 4 goals.
Okay.
In all 3 games, but they're Phil, aren't they one of the up and coming teams, Belgium?
Well, in Europe, they have a strong league. So, and a lot of their players play in either in England or Germany. So.
So, but also their goalie is considered one of the best in the world, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good team. This is their first time in the World Cup since 2002. But honestly, I in Group Group G, the United States group,
Yes.
Germany, Portugal, and Ghana arguably stronger than Belgium.
That's why they called it the group of death,
Yeah.
right?
No, I'm saying no, but
Yep.
U.S. has a good chance to beat Belgium.
Do you think they really do, or is that just USA pride?
Well, no, well, even if you come out, if you look at our group that we came out of, the group of death, one of the groups of death, Belgium doesn't stack up to Germany or Portugal either.
So you really think they have a chance on Tuesday?
I do believe.
Why not us?
Why not
Well,
us?
well,
Okay.
well, the thing is, we did last year in a friendly. We did lose to Belgium 4-2.
I say.
But it's
But
a
that was a
different team.
friendly. We were just being nice to them.
Yeah.
All right, kid, hold on one second.
All right.
Sammy Stone,
Right.
tell me the
Should've worn my
future.
shades.
Sammy Stone,
Brightness here.
Sammy Stone,
You got him.
tell me the future.
Okay, ask me.
Is U.S. going to beat Belgium on Tuesday?
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, that's not a good answer. Although he did correctly pick that the USA
Now,
was
let
not
me
going
ask
to
you a
beat
question.
Germany.
What happened? Is it still possible to have a draw now, or these games need to basically
No.
have a conclusion?
This is more like the playoffs in hockey, where
Okay.
you play to a winner.
I say, okay.
There's a penalty. There's gonna if there's a tie before at the end of the game.
Yeah.
They'll play 30 minutes of extra time,
I say.
and then they go to penalty kicks.
Now,
Penalty
extra
kicks,
time.
wow.
Extra time is not sudden death, right?
No, they
They'll
took
play a
away
full
that.
30.
It used to be called the golden goal rule. They took
Right.
that away.
So that's not. So now it's 30 minutes no matter what. So you could score 2 goals, or you could both score again. Each
Yeah.
team could score, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, it's like a shootout, is what you're saying. Penalty shot.
Okay. So,
I see.
so Mr. B, what do you think?
Well, you know, I know nothing about soccer really, but my pride is going to come through here, and I'm going with the U.S.
All right,
I say,
so,
why not them?
We're all going to USA.
Okay.
Sure.
Sammy Stone,
That's right.
tell me the future.
Okay, ask me.
One more chance. Will the USA beat Belgium on
That
Tuesday?
ain't gonna happen.
Ooh, okay. All right, so,
All right. So the Stone has said. The Stone has spoken.
you know, he's stoned. What do you want me to say, man? You know?
All right, Phil, we ran a little long, so we're going to not rush through, but we want to take a look at all the other games. Now, you got Brazil and Chile.
Yeah.
Okay, Brazil and Chile is, I guess, today, noon.
Noontime.
Yeah.
Noon today. Brazil was the #1 seed in the A group, and Chile,
Number 2 in the B.
right, #2 in the B. What do you think? Brazil and
It's gonna
Chile.
be a close game, but I'm going to go with the hometown, the home country of Brazil.
Okay.
And you?
Brazil.
All right.
Yes.
So then it's Colombia and Uruguay. Now Uruguay is in a lot of turmoil. They not going to have Suarez. So is that going to make a big difference?
It's going to. That game is also going to be close, and the difference of Suarez will be the deciding factor. So it's going to be close again, but Colombia I'm going to go with.
I'm going with Colombia on that one, too.
All right. So we're all going with Colombia.
Oh, and by the way, Uruguay is between Brazil and Argentina in South America.
Oh, there
South
you
America.
go. Okay.
Okay.
Why didn't you call in?
I said I thought it was South America, then it was told me
Yeah.
it was Africa or whatever.
All righty.
But
the
we
next
changed that.
games. The next games are Monday. There's no games on Sunday.
No, the Netherlands and Mexico.
Oh, right.
play.
Okay. So let's look at Monday now. France and Nigeria.
All right.
Okay, France was the best. They scored 8 goals in the
Yeah.
first 2 games, but then they had a 0-0 draw with Ecuador. They had already
Yeah.
qualified by then. But I think they're pretty strong.
They are.
I mean, Nigeria just survived Group F. You know, so
Yeah.
what do you think?
Go with France.
All right,
I'm going with France on that one, too.
all right. So we're all going
Hey.
with France. All right, then you got Germany and Algeria. I don't have to ask you what you're. And again,
I think they'll score 9 goals. Okay. You know? Okay.
all right. Are we all going with Germany here?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
All right. I mean, Algeria just made it out of the group stage for the first time ever this
Yeah.
year. They've never made it out of the group stage. And actually, if Russia had won their game, Russia would be in instead of
see.
Algeria.
Yeah.
Okay, the other game this afternoon is, the game on Sunday is Netherlands versus Mexico. Now, Netherlands came out on top on Group B. They beat Spain. They beat Spain 5-1. That started this whole World Cup thing for Spain to go downhill.
Yep.
They never recovered from losing that game. But Mexico had 7 points also. The only reason why they didn't win their group with Brazil was because of the goal differential. So these are 2 very good teams.
Oh yeah.
So who are you going with?
Well, I'm wearing orange, so I have to go with the Netherlands because
That's who I'm going with, too.
All right, I am going to go the other direction for Mexico.
I think we should close that border. Is what we should do, okay?
All right, Costa Rica and Greece. Okay, Costa Rica.
That's 4 o'clock on Sunday.
Won Group D,
Yeah.
and Greece is the first time they've gone through the group.
Yeah.
in
That's
their
a
3
slippery team,
appearances.
by the way. Greece, okay.
All right, I'm going to have to go with Costa Rica there. I mean, although they haven't advanced out of the group of 16 ever, so
it's called the round of 16.
round of 16. Sorry, the other one is group. You see, I'm getting better, but I still make mistakes.
I still think it
both
should be
you,
Sweet
both
16.
you sound better.
All right, so are we all taking Costa Rica?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and that just leaves the other
Game on
game,
Tuesday, which is at noon. That's Argentina and Switzerland.
Now, Switzerland needed a win in their final game, and they get a hat trick from their guy. And they win 3-0, and that got them out of Group E. They've gotten as far as the quarterfinals. And they did have a lot of shots on goal in this tournament.
They
But
scored 7 goals.
Argentina, and they scored a lot of goals. Argentina is a two-time champion. You know, the last time they won was '86, and they do have Lionel Messi. Messi had tied Müller with Germany with 4 goals in the tournament, and he had a goal in every one of the games. He had 2 versus Nigeria, I think. But what do you think?
Argentina. It's going to be close, but Argentina.
I think all these games will be close.
What do you like?
I'm going Argentina also.
All right, so we're all going in Argentina. All right, Phil, so you know what? It's been a really great World Cup. It's been an interesting experience.
Yeah.
You know?
So there was a rest day yesterday. I guess there's another rest coming up, I guess, after this round gets completed, I guess.
Right.
And
By the
it's-
way, you know, looking at the way the whole thing works out, the winner of Brazil, Chile, and Colombia, Uruguay and that game's played on Saturday. They don't play again until Thursday, right? But in the U.S. group, they're playing Tuesday, and the winners are playing on Friday. So there's not a lot of turnaround for the ones in the U.S.
Saturday,
group.
July 5th.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah, that's Friday. So there's not a lot of time. There's only a 3-day turnaround time, whereas Brazil,
Kind of like what happened with the Rangers, where they had to play back-to-back nights, you know?
So I don't know how much that's going to be. But, all right, Phil, we're running out of time. Wrapping it up. We are not on next week. We're taking the week off, so by the time we see you again, we'll be ready for the finals, right?
Good.
All right.
Just, before we go, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But the day you dropped me off at the airport for Brazil, I left my sunglasses there. So
Oh,
make sure
geez.
that when you pick me up.
Oh, they're your sunglasses.
I see.
Yes.
I already sold them. They're on eBay. Go to PDisco23 on eBay and you can buy them back. All righty, Phil, thanks. Thanks a lot for all your help so far. Go
seeing you.
USA.
All right.
Thanks, Phil. All righty. We're going to take a short break and we're going to set up for Mr. B's live performance of Pinball Wizard
Yes.
by The Who.
That's right.
The Horrible Ooh.
Sounds good.
All righty. Stay with us. You're watching the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco right here on radio.com, and it's with the third Beatle, Phil Alonge.
Okay.
Be
Take
right
care,
back.
Phil.
In radio.com.
Hey, this is Gina Cotillo from The Gina Show. Come join us every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for celebrity interviews, Reality Reel with Billy Charles, funny stories with Brian Kinnear, and much, much more. The Gina Show can be found only on InRadio.com, broadcasting to the world, so come and catch us.
This can be the final answer. What you say to me tonight, or will you say to me goodbye? For you, I will always be waiting. It takes 2 to mend what has been breaking. If you still choose to go, I'll be singing. I will remember you. I know I was the one who teased you. You made the stars so bright for me. But now you've walked away so sweetly. And will you say to me goodbye? Or will you stay with me tonight? For you, I will always be waiting. It takes 2 to mend what has been breaking.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Girls, 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 all have something to say. Some say their emotions get in the way. Some like them big, some like them skinny. Oh, girls, please come this way. We must unite. This is the place.
the home stretch of the Glory Days show. And right here on this program every week, Mr. B puts himself out on the line and does the song for you. Today he's going to do a song from the Horrible Ooh, Pinball Wizard. Let's listen and enjoy.
Okay. Boom, boom. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. Ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Stands like a statue, don't follow the machine. Playing all the bumpers, always playing clean. Plays by intuition, those digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, there has to be a twist. A pinball wizard's got such a supple wrist. How do you think he does it? What makes him so good? Ain't got no distraction, can't hear no busting bells. Don't see no lights a flashing, plays by sense of smell. Always gets a replay, never tilts at all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. I thought I was the bally table king, but I just handed my pinball crown to him. Even at my favorite table, he can beat my best. His disciples lead him in, and he just does the rest. Got crazy flipper fingers, never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. All right.
The rock opera.
Tommy the Ooh.
Tommy the Ooh. All righty. We are going to be getting out of here. So thanks to our producer, the lovely and talented Matt Martin, who used to be able to be seen here every week on In and Out, pun intended, but apparently he's on vacation. But if you'd like to, you could check out the archive page on InRavio. You could check out the archive page for everybody's show on InRavio and catch up on everything that you missed. Thanks to Phil Alonge for helping us out with the World Cup recap a couple weeks in a row now. It's getting to be fun to talk to Phil. And we're actually learning something about soccer.
We are.
Right? Thanks again, Chuck and Bonnie, for putting up with this nonsense week after week. And, of course, thanks to you, our loyal viewers. Don't forget USA-Belgium in the knockout round on the World Cup on Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m. right here on ABC here in the East. We are off next weekend, so enjoy your 4th of July holiday and be safe. And we'll see you again on July 13th. Mr. B, take us out.
How can we follow How can we follow? We still going?
Ain't radio.